Hello, this is John, host of the Prepared Mind channel and also a host of Mgtow is Freedom. Seemingly two different subject matters, but there is some crossover. AJ, I believe, did some fan funding and sent me an email and said, John, I want you to talk about post-collapse environment, PCE, and what needs to be done to make sure that the shit we're facing today socially, also politically, economically, doesn't happen again. I threw in the politically and economically. He was talking just about the social. But I'm going to give you the full deal, AJ. Thank you for the great question, the great suggestion. And also I want to say, for those of you who are doing fan funding, there should be an email address that pops up. Send me an email and also let me know you did the fan funding, okay? That way I know whether I'm dealing with a regular suggestion or someone who really wanted to sponsor one of the episodes on this channel. So, you know, the idea of shit hitting the fan, societal, economic, social collapse, is seems to have a strong hold in people who are also of the men going their own way movement, which is kind of a it's not anti-woman, it's anti-feminism, it's anti being a man. Essentially, or most essentially, that's what it is being your own man, going your own way, and denying the social engineering. One of the effects this social engineering has is the destruction of our culture, and it'll be the destruction of our civilization. So a lot of Mgtow are also preppers. So I want to set all this up so we can follow the line of thinking. For a long time now, there's been social engineering. That is the destruction of our culture, and it's being supplanted with something else. Feminism is a big part of it, but other cultural modifications and engineering and evolution is being forced upon us, and it's causing nothing but chaos. One way to characterize it is, rather than intelligent thinking, we are being given emotional options that feel good, or we should do because we think we're special and that we don't have to obey nature's laws. And so that's what's happening culturally, and it is going to cause shit hits the fan. So when we get to shit hitting the fan, it is just absolute chaos, mayhem that is going to happen, because there will be a lawless environment, and people will be hunted by those who are without. So people who have prepared with food, water, defense measures, they're going to be assaulted. They're going to be looked at as targets by those who want what they have. It happens all the time around the world. It's just in certain pockets of the world, like the United States, Europe, China, Japan, Russia, people are more civilized. We have a system of laws in place, and so we don't see that absolute chaos, that thievery, that level of willingness to kill another person to take their stuff. When it collapses in America, in Australia, in Canada, in the UK, in Europe, in Russia, in China, in Japan, we're going to see a level of barbarism. And we just call it shit hitting the fan, the apocalypse. The end of the world as you know it, and real law, and that is the law of the jungle, will take over again. Now, during that time, are you going to listen to someone arguing about feelings? If you're the man of the house, the boss man, the jefe, are you going to argue with people? No, you're not. It's either act inhesitantly or you will die. Are you going to listen to feelings-based thinking, feelings-based decision, or are you going to listen to logic, reason, and reality? See, feelings-based, feel-good crap is what has gotten us into the problem we're at now. When shit hits the fan, you will not have time for that. This is just my opinion. What do you guys think? Are you going to have time to listen to a woman who has spent the last 12 years listening to Oprah Winfrey, Dr. Phil, Or are you going to have to act like a man and make snap decisions based on your thinking that has proven results? Right? You're not going to be able to talk your way out of a situation with someone pointing a gun at you. You're not going to be able to appeal to some sort of mundane, ridiculous, college-induced fantasy and philosophy. You're going to have to shoot them with a gun to get them out of your face. So after we get done with Shit Hits the Fan, whether it takes a month or 3 months to get through all of the chaos and mayhem, and then we're going to go back to, well, what the fuck do we do now? Right? Say government doesn't come back online. There's no real civilization. Things are still fucked up. Right? There's no food trucks. There's no gas trucks. The lights haven't come on yet. What are you going to do? You got to plant gardens and start figuring out how to water the gardens, take care of the gardens. You're going to food, right? You got to take care of food. Animal husbandry, taking care of chickens and rabbits and raising meat, right? But is that all you're going to have to face in a post-collapse environment? Right? The long term. I've done a couple of videos on long-term planning ahead and seeing past the shit hits the fan. There's going to be men, there's going to be women, there's going to be children, there's going to be groups, there's going to be lone wolves out there trying to make their way through life. But the same fucking thinking that got us in the mess we're in today is going to try and live through shit hits the fan. It's going to try and live through the post-collapse environment, the PCE. And it's going to try and take over again. Now you have to decide now. Yes, now you have to decide now. You men, you who are in charge, have to decide now, in that post-collapse environment, are you going to allow this same bullshit to happen again? Are you going to allow those who think in emotional rituals to make the decisions for you? Are you going to let women bitch at you and tell you what to do? Are you going to let people shame you into making stupid decisions and handing your authority over to them? Can you afford that at that time? I'm going to say no. Now here's how I personally operate. If you're a man and you've got a good idea, I'll listen to it. If you've got an idea, I'll listen to it. And if it's good, I'll accept it and incorporate it in the plan if it's needed. This is what people in business do and leaders do. This is what you should do. If someone constantly has good ideas, you listen to them more frequently, more often, and you give them your ear. When someone comes to you with an idea that is terrible, seriously, are you going to listen to that person every time they talk? Every time they tell you something and it turns out to be stupid? The answer is fuck no. No, you don't. You don't listen to stupid people. You don't listen to stupid ideas. You don't give stupid ideas a try. Especially when shit hits the fan. Especially in a post-collapse environment. Because that stupidity is what has gotten us here today. It has to be about logic and reason and reality and facts. It has to be based on whatever your post-collapse environment culture is. It has to be based on reality. What works? You cannot create another fantasy land in a post-collapse environment because it will instantly cause you suffering. They tried it. I'm going to do a little bit of history back here. They tried it when they first came over to the United States of America, when it was just the Americas, when it was just the colonies. It wasn't even colonies yet. They tried communism. Everyone worked. They put everything in a centralized community storage for food or whatever. And then as they needed, they would all get to eat. Well, guess what? There was no incentive to work hard. What happened? They ran out of food and fucking starved. They almost died. The next year, they got rid of that shit. They got rid of that fucking model. And they said, everyone, do whatever you want. You get to benefit by your hard work. Everyone busted their ass to take care of themselves first. And then whatever was excess,